Hey everybody. This is it's been a minute since I've done a YouTube live, and the last YouTube live I did was just simply a test, and honestly don't expect to see people coming on, but because I couldn't broadcast on Periscope due to my device acting faulty, I figured I would try to come out here on YouTube and at least go live and have a video out here. And so, what I wanted to share with you, for those of you who are not familiar with me, those of you who are following me, but you never really saw me live, and you saw a few of my videos, and you've subscribed to my channel, but I haven't been really active. My name is Tanika Maria Breeden. I'm an author, speaker. I'm a certified Christian life coach, and I'm all about helping people get real, be healed, and move on, and move forward in life in wholeness, peace, and clarity. And I'm hoping that the sound is good. Hey there, Sheila. Good to see you. Thank you. And as you come in, as you're led to do so, please feel free to share this. Thank you for being my first person on a live on YouTube. Now, I go on Periscope and I have lots of activity there, but for some reason, I'm not able to record. But I'm all about helping people get real, be healed, and move forward in wholeness, in peace, and in clarity. I'm about emotional healing, emotional mastery, emotional resilience, emotional hygiene, emotional intelligence. And so that's what it's about. And today I'm actually sharing from my newly released book, excuse my bad working copy. I released this book back in November on Black Friday, A Woman's Journey Home, 14 Keys to Ascending to the Next. Okay, go get it, 15. You're a Periscope person. Okay, great. Well, I couldn't, excuse me, I got a hair on my face. I couldn't get on Periscope. My phone is acting up. But I'm sharing, this is my first time really going live good on on YouTube. And so I'm just out here sharing. And I'm sharing from Chapter 7 of my book, A Woman's Journey Home, 14 Keys to Ascending to the Next Dimension. And that the title is, Does It Really Matter? And the title of this video is a quote from Mother Teresa. And she says, you see, in the final analysis, it is between you and God. In the final analysis of things, we're talking about offense, we're talking about human relationships. It is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. And so when we're getting discombobulated, when we're feeling some kind of way, when we're being salty, God is dealing with us and our response and our maturity and our character and our triggers and our unhealed wounds and the stuff that other people do. Why is my reaction so strong? Why am I tripping? Some hurt is definitely justifiable. We will feel salty. We will feel hurt. We will get mad. That comes with the territory. But most of the time, 99% of the time, we have to look at ourselves. And let me read a little bit from my book. And again, I'm reading from Chapter 7, A Woman's Journey Home. It's available on Amazon. In looking back over your life, especially the last few experiences where you have felt offended, wounded, or hurt, those times where someone you admired and loved fell short of your expectations. Perhaps there was, some sort of misunderstanding. Perhaps they had a very bad day. We all have had that, right? Or maybe both of your insecurities came out and were exposed and you projected on each other. This happens a lot and we don't even realize it. Our insecurities, I trigger someone else's insecurities. They trigger up my insecurities. And now we're projecting and triggering off on each other. And we're mad and we're feeling some kind of way. And we don't even know why. We don't even know why we don't like them. And they didn't really do anything that bad. Insecurity, projection. And then after that, and I'm reading straight from this book here. Then after that, you slowly drifted apart. That's happened to me. Has it happened to you? And if any of what I'm saying is resonating with you, please do chat. Please do share as you're led to do so. Yet you know you love them. Do you have people in your life that you know you love them, but you don't feel like you can be in a close relationship with them? And it's not because they've done anything really bad. It's just that there's some type of something there that y'all feel like y'all are not a good fit, or it's just a insecurity, or somehow they rub you the wrong way and you don't understand why. I've been there. You know you love them, but somehow it didn't turn into the close friendship, relationship, or partnership that you thought you were going to have with them. And in reflecting upon these earlier disappointing relationships and situations, I want you to carefully ponder this question. And I won't be here before you long. This is my first YouTube live, and I'm hoping that you all are blessed. And those who may catch the replay, definitely comment, chat. Let me know your thoughts about this, and I'll try to come out here more often, especially now that my phone is acting up with Periscope. But I want you to ask yourself this question: will what I am struggling with, brooding and stewing about, what happened in this relationship or situation, will it really matter 200 years from now? Will it really matter a year from now? Will I remember this? Amen. Thank you. Will anyone else remember this? Is it really that important? Hey there, Sharonda. Good to see you. God bless you. Is it really that important? I'm all bent out of shape. I'm all tore up my frame. I'm all feeling some kind of way, being salty and such. And 200 years from now, am I going to remember? We're going to be dead, first of all. But will it matter a year from now? Will it matter a month from now, 6 months from now? Will anybody remember it? Will it be this big, huge deal? Chances are it will not be. So if it doesn't matter 6 months from now, if it's not going to make a big impact in the grand scheme of your life 2 years from now, then why are we losing sleep over it? Why are we bent out of shape? Excuse me, you guys, I got a hair in my eye. And that's why this title is, because Mother Teresa was right. This is her quote. It is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. This is true when it comes to other people, their opinions, who's mad at you, who likes you, who did and said what. And like I said, and I'm reading from my book, if in the grand scheme of your life, your purpose, and you determine that it does not matter in the long view, then why is it consuming your heart and your thought in the short-term view? And so we read in Colossians 3:2, set our minds and keep them set on things above. And so this means to elevate our thinking to what God thinks about. And so if we stay bogged down in our earthly fluctuating circumstances, that's going to change. They're changeable. They're not going to be the same, instead of focusing on the eternal. What you're offended about now is not going to matter in eternity. And so this is why we have to let go of these petty offenses, slights, the little hurts, the little criticisms, the vain imaginations. We got to learn how to let that stuff go faster and faster and faster, and not let that stuff fester and linger and ruminate and rehash and think it over and over again, still looking at that same text message, going back 1,000 different times, looking at text messages, scrolling through and just looking on Facebook and just getting all bogged down and stuff. And so when you're in that space, hear me well, when you're in that space and that offense, that salty feeling, that feeling some kind of way, when it first hits you, I give 6 keys right here in this chapter, and then I'm going to wrap this up. But in that moment, when you're feeling that little feeling like you mad, this is what you're going to do. This is the deciding moment. It's probably the first 2 minutes you need to make this decision. Number 1, you can decide to let it pass. Number 2, you can choose not to say anything yet or until you've had a chance to process. So you don't want to speak out of your emotions. Number 3, you can pray within yourself in that moment, within yourself, to yourself silently. You can decide to release it really quick right then. If you need to, I recommend you journal it out. Journaling is an excellent practice in self-awareness. The more aware I am of what's going inside of me, the more compassion I'll have towards other people. It's when we're walking around unaware and jacked up and discombobulated and salty, we really don't have bandwidth to be even empathetic or compassionate to other people, because we're still very absorbed in ourselves. So when I take the time to journal, when I take the time to write out what I'm feeling, like write on the paper, what am I feeling? What is going on in me? And then the answers will come. The Holy Spirit will let you know what's inside of you. You'll be able to speak to and understand your feelings. Amen. I'm glad this is blessing you, Sharonda. It is extremely powerful. It is extremely powerful. And if you decide, so this is key number 6. If you decide that something needs to be said, do it only with wisdom, consideration, prayer, and coming from a place of love and not defense. That's how you do, that's how we move. This is how we learn the lessons of our situations. This is how we learn our triggers. Yeah, nothing is wrong, but something doesn't quite gel. That's right. That's right. I understand when I was talking about that earlier. And I'm going to keep reading here a little bit from the book. It says, regardless of whatever course of action you decide to take in your situation, whatever you do, refuse to rehash and ruminate about the situation or the person for hours and hours in your mind, and talk about it to 10 different people. Don't do that. And see, I'm not the one that's going, let me tell you about myself. I tell it myself. I'm not the kind of person that's going to tell 10 people. I probably won't tell nobody, but I'll be hashing it over. It'll just go over and over and over like a merry-go-round in my mind. And it's hard for me to let it go in my mind. Right? And if offense sits in your mind long enough, it settles in your heart. And what does the Bible say? Matthew 12:34, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if my heart is full of, like, I've been thinking about and meditating on what they've done to me and what she said and how she said it and how I felt and how my feelings are hurt and how I'm thinking all these thoughts. If that's dominating my conscious mind, it settles in my heart. And now I've got that stuff in my heart. And out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the Bible also tells us, we're to guard our heart with all diligence. And so if you are in the habit of just really spending a lot of time thinking about what happened and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, you're in danger of jeopardizing the clarity of the flow from your heart, right? And so we want to avoid that. And when we stop hitting that, it's like hitting the rewind button on a CD or hitting the rewind button on a video like here on YouTube, and you go back, you're on a good song and you like it, or a particular video, and you keep hitting that little rewind circle. Well, we're doing that with the memories, and we're doing that with our thoughts, and we're hitting replay, we're hitting rewind, and we're intensifying and escalating the pain. Because see, every time we're thinking the painful thoughts again, we're reenacting that. And so we must mature to the point where we stop taking other people's actions, their words, their perceptions, their thoughts, and their behavior so personal. That's another thing. Because we're insecure, because we're not self-aware, and we don't know what our triggers are, and we're not taking the time to, like I say, journal and see why we're feeling, why am I having such a strong reaction? Why am I feeling so strongly bent out of shape and it really wasn't a big deal? Because we're not self-aware, we take stuff personal. People are not thinking about us. Like I said in the title of this, at the end of the day, it's not about them. It's between us and God. And people do stuff and people say things and it's inadvertent. And sometimes they're not really trying to offend us. They're just being themselves and they're totally unaware. But because we're self-absorbed and insecure and we're not aware, we just take it so personal. And the reality is, for the other person, it's about their belief system, their worldview, how they see things. And it may or may not be true. They may think something about you that's not true, but that's them. That's not true for you. But we take it so personal. This is how we grow up. This is how we get real. And this is how we are healed. And I'm going to end this. And again, my name is Tanika Maria. Those of you who subscribe to my channel, again, I'm out here doing this YouTube live. My phone is making all these notifications, you guys. Excuse me. My phone is making these notifications. But I just wanted to come out here and share briefly from my book, A Woman's Journey Home, 14 Keys to Ascending to the Next Dimension, available on Amazon and Kindle. I also have it available on my website at tanikabreeden.com. So go over there, check it out. Grab your copy as you're led to do so. And as I end this, I'll just say this quote real quick. And I really like this because it means a lot to me. When we're in other people's business, when we're getting offended, when we're getting entangled and enmeshed in the affairs of others and getting our feelings bent out of shape, this quote sums it up. It says, when you try to drive, imagine life as being, you're on a highway and your car and the highway got 3 lanes. Your lane, somebody else's lane, and God's lane. When you try to drive in someone else's lane, you're going to wreck. When you try to navigate in God's lane, you get lost. Come on, because we're not God. We don't know everything. So why are we trying to be God? Trying to control situations and people and circumstances. But when I stay in my own lane, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, take care of myself, be honest and aware of my own emotions and my own feelings and my own triggers, and not worried about them and what they said, and not worried about what God gonna do, and trying to be God and trying to control things. But if I stay in my lane, I will have peace. Let me say this again. When you try to drive in someone else's lane, you will wreck. When you try to navigate God's lane, you'll get lost. But when you stay in your own lane, you'll have peace. So remember, it was never between you and them. Whoever you're mad at, whoever hurt you, whoever dogged you, whoever treated you wrong, whoever, even little petty stuff that you feel slightly offended about. It was never between you and them. It's always between you and God. It's a heart issue between you and God. And we have to settle this up as we up level, as we ascend to the next dimension. We have to look at ourselves and say, will this matter 200 years from now? Will this matter a year from now? Then I don't need to let this dominate my spirit, my mind, my emotions, and my soul now. So that's what I wanted to come out here and share. I enjoyed doing this YouTube live. I'm not quite sure who all is listening, or if everyone is still here that came on before. God bless you, Sharonda. God bless you, Sheila. Thank you so much for being here. My first two people. Oh, this is cool. Well, thank you. And those of you who will catch the replay again, my name is Tanika Maria. You can see me on my website at tanikabreeden.com or tanikamaria.com. You can type either one. Follow me on Instagram at Get Real Be Healed. Also on Periscope when my device decides to work on Periscope again. I'm at Get Real Be Healed. And also you can find me on Facebook. And the book that I'm reading from is A Woman's Journey Home, 14 Keys to Ascending to the Next Dimension, available on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback. So God bless you. I really enjoyed doing this, and you all have a great rest of your day. Take care. I don't know how to end this on YouTube, so let me see. I don't know how to do it on YouTube. How do I end it, you guys? What does this button do? Oh, I don't know. Well, let's see. How do I end my